Jump on in here, ladies and gentlemen. We are clear and free to celebrate War Eagle 88-66. Auburn takes down the Mississippi State Bulldogs in convincing fashion inside of Neville Arena without Janai Broom. Wire to wire, Tigers victory, jumped out to a 10-point lead and then never relented, ended up winning by 22. Go ahead and jump in here. Share the content with somebody, get some more folks involved in this conversation. Make sure we get all of the Auburn family in here talking about this great dub. Shoot, man, where do I want to start? Let's start with the guys who got it kicked off. Chad Baker-Mazara, Chaney Johnson. 20 points for Chad on 8 of 11 shooting, 3 of 5 from 3. He had 2 boards, an assist, and let me get all of his stats here. 2 block shots and a steal in his 25 minutes of duty. Chaney Johnson, 17 points on 7 of 10 shooting, hit the only 3 he took, made both of his free throws, 8 rebounds, an assist, 4 blocked shots, and a steal. Excellent from those 2 young men out there doing work. Miles Kelly had a double-double tonight with 13 and 10, 13 points, 10 rebounds. Block shots for this team. They had 10 blocks on the night. They were controlling the paint against, again, a physical Mississippi State team that likes to pressure and get out and transition and they want to, this Auburn team, they locked it up. They locked it up tonight. 66 points is what they gave up in this. 66. I don't know, man. Listen, there's just a lot of words to describe this team, but there's people going around saying that they don't think that this is the best team in the country. You lose the best player in the country and you win by 22 at home, but by 22 against a team in Mississippi State that's played well on the road and has some big wins already in this season. Take the best player off of any other player in the country and tell me that that's happening against a top 25 team. Tell me that's happening. Come on, y'all. All right, let me get over here to this comment section because I got a lot I could say about this. I don't know if any of the other guys from the network are going to be joining tonight, but I got a lot I could say about this one right here. Tim the Toolman says, good win. A War Damn Eagle from Robert in here. Roger Salter says, outstanding without Broom. You're darn right about that. Team W from Phil Petaway, excuse me. Absolutely. Listen, man, total team effort here. Auburn had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in double figures, and Dylan Cardwell had 9. He was on the brink of double figures himself. They just spread the wealth around, man. Guys were making shots. It got a little hairy there towards the end for a minute, as far as just like kind of letting it get away from them. But overall, it was an excellent job from all involved in this one. Another quad 1 win. My guy C-Dub jumping in to react with me.
Yep.
I hadn't said too much other than tell me this ain't the best team in the country. But what are your initial thoughts about this?
The team good, man. I was concerned. I just didn't know how this team would react coming off of kind of a tough game on the road, losing Janai. Mississippi State coming off a loss, and they control the game from start to finish. Never trailed in this game, put Mississippi State away. I think what was very impressive was the defense. That's really the story of this game, is how they pretty much shut down anything Josh Hubbard thought he was going to do in this game. He had to get all his
Josh Hubbard absolute fits. Let's just take a look at Josh Hubbard's line here. 2 of 12 from the field, both of those late threes in the second half. He had 11 points from the free throw line. That'll tell you everything you need. Now, he had 17. This is a Wendell Green Jr. stat line. Let's be clear. I was talking about this with somebody recently on one of the streams about like what Wendell was for this team. That's a Wendell Green stat line where you barely score from the field, but you get a bunch of stuff from the free throw line. You still end up in double figures, and it looks like you had a good game if you just looked at the points and assists. Like, because his stat line doesn't look bad. 17 points, 5 rebounds. It's like, okay, it wasn't a terrible game until you watch the game and you're like, oh, he couldn't buy a bucket.
Yeah. I mean, he was trying to work, and that's when he got the ball. They were denying entry passes to him throughout the game. He was struggling just to get open or coming off of a screen. They shot 3 of 24. Mississippi State shot 3 of 24 from beyond the arc. Yeah. That's the type of game you want from Auburn, because this is a Mississippi State team that they're known for defense, but this year
they've been scoring.
They've been proved offensively. So to basically reduce them to Mississippi State teams of yesteryear, that was an amazing defensive effort by the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah. Listen. The two guys that you just don't want to go crazy on you from Mississippi State were Josh Hubbard and Cam Matthews. Cam Matthews usually gets his damage done from the free throw line and close in around the basket. He only had 4 points on 2 of 10 shooting. Did not go to the free throw line at all tonight. And this is a guy who is one of the best in the country at getting to the free throw line. Did not go a single time tonight. He only had 5 rebounds. One of the best. Now, I'll get RJ Melendez was out there putting in work. RJ Melendez had 10 boards and 15 points. He was the biggest, like he showed up the biggest on the floor for Mississippi State. But man, this Auburn team is something serious, man. Something serious.
We haven't even talked about what we did offensively, but I was just impressed by the fact that they just dominated. Like, again, this is a suffocating defense. What did you see in the first half in terms of how they defended? Because it seemed like, even though Dylan Cartwell and Shaney Johnson was still having a block party in the first half, it seems like they played with a lot of control defensively because they knew they couldn't get in foul trouble. Yeah, they're still making plays.
Whoever did the scout on how they were going to defend what Mississippi State's action is,
goodness gracious,
man. They were ready for it, man. Like they were switching out of stuff the way that they needed to. Like you said, they were doing a great job of just, we're going to deny Josh Hubbard the ball, and then when he does get it, he's going to have to shoot the ball over the top of a 6'4" dude most of the time. Cam Matthews, they were backing off of him, letting him come in down the lane. It's like, all right, great. Let him initiate the contact, stand your ground. Then when he goes up, just go up straight. If he makes it, great. But make him make a tough shot over the top of a contest rather than you trying to block everything. And they did a good job of that, but block the stuff that they needed to make his night difficult. As far as everybody else, just reading the scouting report on where they like to get catches and where they like to do their work. The only other guy that was really kind of giving them some work down low was Murphy. He had 11 on 5 of 8 shooting, and he did his thing down low. But man, that was an excellent scout of saying, this is what they like to do. We're going to take all of that away. Now y'all got to figure something else. Like, okay, we're going to take away all the stuff you like. Figure something else out offensively. And Mississippi State never really could. And what has been their saving grace in most games is, all right, if we can't do nothing else, just give the ball to Josh Hubbard and he'll create something. And it just wasn't going down for him tonight. He's actually been on a little bit of a slump the last couple of games. But tonight he did not break out of that slump. And
he struggled late down the stretch against Kentucky as well. I was expecting Ike for him to come out and make amends for that, but Auburn was
I thought he was gonna go crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, oh, we're gonna get a vintage.
I thought he was gonna bounce back, bro. That was what I was nervous about. But Auburn was like, no, not here. Yeah, not here.
Nah, they were ready.
And Ole Miss, with under a minute left, has the ball up 6 against Bama.
At home, Bama, too. That's even worse. Let's get over here back into these comments. Appreciate everybody for jumping in here. If you haven't shared the content or hit that like button, you are wrong, and maybe wrong twice if you haven't done either of those things. Really Cozy says, we just different, man. That's a fact. Again, show me another team in the country. I defy you to do this. Pluck the best player off of that team, the best one. Texas A&M is going through this right now. Wade Taylor the SEC, player of the year preseason,
They look a little vulnerable. They look a little
Texas
vulnerable.
A&M
They
losing
playing
to
some tough
Kentucky
teams.
right now. They, you pluck the best player off of any team in the country. Go the people who are trying to tell me Duke is really the best team in the country because they beat Auburn. All right, cool. Let me
take. Oh yeah,
let me get your best player off of that team.
Take him off that team. I wonder what they
then
look
go
like.
play a top 25 team and tell me what that team looks like. If you're not willing to do that, then don't come at me talking about what these other teams how they're better than Auburn. Bruce Pearl is all the daddy you need is an interesting name, but yes, are you not entertained? I think you should be. I think you should be entertained, thoroughly entertained by what just happened right there.
Yeah, man.
Another one from Tim the Tool Main says, I know these coaches that hoped we were down are swinging at the air right now. TP, that being Tahad Pettiford, is a beast.
We got to talk about him.
There was one other one that I was going to queue up, but let's just go ahead and talk about it. Greg Wheatley says TP with the windmill. Tahad Pettiford, bro.
Yeah.
Bro. I literally was like, bro, what? Like, because I knew he could dunk, right? And I knew he could get up. And the other dunks that he's had, he's done them easily.
We may want to revisit this whole athleticism thing with Tahad Pettiford, because we said he's athletic. We said he's athletic.
Windmilled it, bro.
But we haven't. You know what I mean? We said he's athletic, but we haven't. You know what I mean?
Yo,
we may have to revisit. We got to revisit this.
That joint was crazy. I was like, man, come on, man.
We got to revisit that. He's different. Now he's
different. That's way different, bro. Yeah. That's like watching a dude like Ja'Kai Howard windmill. You like, oh, okay, yeah. He got Chaney Johnson windmill. Oh, okay, yeah. They got, bro. Tahad windmilling. Nah, fam. No, that's way different. Like, what?
Yeah, man.
This is. Like we have entered a different category of athleticism when a dude at that size is windmilling that boy with ease. I said, come on, bro. And then he hitting step back threes on him right after windmilling the joint. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? This is the best team in the country, man. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. You can say I'm but it's the best team in the country.
What's so crazy about this team is that your two top leading scorers had an efficient night.
Yeah.
Like 8 of 11 was 7 to 10. That's crazy. Like they wouldn't just shooting their way to 20 and 17. No, they were just getting buckets, doing work. Just a thing of beauty, man. A thing of beauty. Like, again, and to me, could you imagine Broome coming off the floor and Chaney coming off the bench, just giving them more work?
Yeah. It might have been even uglier. Well, not might have been.
No,
add another 15 to 17 points from him on there. You maybe take some, like Chaney had 17.
We drop 100.
Like, bro,
we drop 100 on them.
Crazy stuff tonight from this team. Listen, man. I feel proud like they're my little brothers, man. Like, I really do. I feel like those are my little brothers because I didn't talk to them. We didn't have them around the fire pit and all that kind of stuff. I feel like they're my little brothers, man. Like, I'm proud
nephew
of how they came out there like they handled business, bro. And it seems like they took it personally that people were saying, oh, you guys can't win without Janai. And I feel like they were like, all right, okay. I show you better than I can tell you is what I could do.
All right, let me put this whoop on them. This is what we got to do. We just finna hoop.
Let's see. Brad Browning says Miles Kelly is quietly the dude. It's pretty loud. He's the dude, bro. Like, let's be clear. The last 3 Miles Kelly took from the right wing. Like, before he took it, I was like, oh, it's too much space. It's too much space. And he pulled up. I was like, it's too much space. And drained it. I was like, yeah, now you ain't read the scouting report. I'm like, somebody ain't read the scouting report, man. That's like, you closed the airspace on him. He jab stepped him and dude backed up too. I was like, no, you let Miles Kelly drive, bro.
Really?
I
Yeah.
was like, all right, what?
Which he can do.
Yeah, but I'm saying if of the things you want to have happen in that moment, make him drive to a shot blocker.
Right.
I was like, oh, you gave him too much space. And hand down, man down, bro.
There you go. There you go.
What my man Ron Slay be saying?
He said a lot tonight.
I'm just saying, like he said something in specific when people knock him down. That's my man Ron. Knock him down. Yeah. All day.
I think he had a good time tonight.
Yeah, listen, man, he was out there enjoying the jungle, man. But how can you not have a good time in the jungle when it's rocking and Auburn is putting 20 pieces on people? It's a good time.
Big facts.
James Barnett says, where are all those naysayers at now that said we couldn't win without Janai Broome? I will wait and keep my receipts. Listen, man, it's only one game, but let's be clear. There were definitely a lot of people who were like, oh, that's it. They're not going to win no more without Janai. And I think Georgia is now on alert. They're like, oh, crap, they're still good. Like probably in their minds, they're like, man, this is going to be light work now. And I listen, to be clear, again, Georgia was the game I've always had circled. But they had to be saying to themselves, come on, bro. Like, they can't be this good, man.
Yeah.
It's possible they're that good. That good. Another one here from Brad Browning says Chaney has stepped up both times we needed him with Janai Broome being out. He absolutely has.
Gotta keep it up. Gotta keep it up.
Chaney played a good game tonight, both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively.
He was locked in, man.
Yeah. He relished that opportunity to say, all right. I think he and Chad probably like had a little meeting and was like, bro, it's on us. Y'all, you realize we gotta handle this. And they scored like the first 12 points of the game. Something like that. Like,
they were going crazy. They were going like they single-handedly like put it out of they took control over the game just themselves.
I see people reacting in the chat, so it must means that Ole Miss has finally finished off that game and Bama lost tonight. Because there's laughter and such going on. Yeah. So that game has gone final.
74-64.
Well, you know.
Is that icing? Is that icing?
I mean, you know, I enjoy cake, but it does taste a little bit better with a little icing on top of it. I mean,
there's a corner piece too.
Little red velvet with the cream cheese icing, you know what I'm saying? Like this. I'm with it. Chess Rockwell says, very impressive. Everybody stepped up in that windmill dunk was sick. You're darn right about that. James Barnett jumps back in. Fellas, now that you have seen tonight's game, is it more likely we go 5-0 over the next 5 games? I definitely think that Auburn is about to run through the SEC. Just my opinion. Nah, I'm still not calling 5-0. Again, I thought that Georgia game was on. We were on upset alert anyway. Let's
get past this week.
Yeah, Georgia and Tennessee are still going to be tough.
I like how at home. Like I know Tennessee is like, oh Lord,
yeah,
oh God.
But you know the other thing that I like about this though, you have to feel as a coaching staff and as Janai Broome, oh, I don't have to rush back. Like every game you win is another game you can let Janai rest.
Yeah.
Every time you win, it's like if you're saying to yourself, all right, he was going to be out for 4 games. We just need to win 3 or 2, split them or whatever. He's going to be out for 5 games. We need to win 3 of them. Okay, you won 1 game. All right, well, reset the clock. If he's out now for however many games, we just need to win X amount. So in my mind, as a coaching staff and as Janai Broome, if it's an injury where he can take his time, then as long as in a 5-game stretch they don't lose more than 3, let him rest. Just let him continue to get healthy, because when he gets back and he's 100% and you've let him rest that much longer, it's a problem for everybody because the team has learned to play without him.
Oh Lord, that is like that's what other teams are fearing. That's what you have to be afraid of. This team knows how to play without the best player. With him on the court, and when he comes off the bench, it's another onslaught for your team.
Yeah, Yeah.
They keep winning, bro. They keep winning. I'm
It's looking real ugly for some people out here, bro. Like there's a couple of teams that that just don't want to see this Auburn squad, bro. Like just don't.
yeah, man.
AU alum says hate, 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 hate. Listen, I don't even have a reason to hate, bro. Like I'm just happy. Like I'm not even in hate mode right now. Like I could care less what happened on the other side of the state. Like it's cool. But like
no, that was amazing. Like that was because you gotta understand the gravity of the moment, right?
Yeah.
The opposite happened in many of those. Auburn was going to take
for sure.
They was going to keep winning, and the opposite. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
this is
for sure. You're right about that. You're right about that.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure, especially team fans of that team thought, oh, we're about to go ahead and handle business at the crib. They're gonna take their first L, and they probably had their memes lined up and ready to do all. And it's like, keep all that in the draft.
After that injury. A school from the state of Alabama is going to lose on Tuesday to a school from Mississippi. Who would most people have picked?
You're right. Most people would have said Auburn's definitely taking that L, and Bama's definitely getting that dub. Not so fast, my friend. Ben Bloodworth with the super chat says already only 4 more wins until 20. I don't even think we had any 20-win seasons when I was a student, 05 to 09. Enjoy this, Auburn fans.
I know, man.
Listen, man, Bruce Pearl is different.
Insane. It's insane.
Bruce Pearl is way different. Missouri is up 13 on Florida. What is happening in the SEC tonight? How much time is it? Oh, it's the first half. All right, never mind. I ain't gonna panic first half of the game. All right. Let's see. What else do we got out here? Virginia Double Dribble says Denver Jones seems to never miss when his feet are set. He seemed to hit a jumper every time I thought State had a run in them. Listen, man, I think that is the beauty of this team is so many shot makers on the team where it's like, man, we need a bucket right now.
He didn't really shoot all that well tonight.
He didn't. 3 of 8, 1 of 5 from 3, but
that's how dangerous he is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think that the craziness is Denver Jones didn't have a good shooting night, bro.
No, not really.
And you won by 20. Janai Broome didn't play. Denver Jones didn't shoot well, and you won by 22. Let that sink in.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, this was an amazing game. Front court is still play like the strength of this team.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that was the biggest encouragement because obviously you're going to have games where you're going to need your backcourt to really come through, and they did. They played amazing when you combine with Denver Jones, Miles Kelly, and Pettiford did. But yeah, it was incredible. You notice who I didn't see tonight?
Who?
Is he even still playing?
Pegues?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. I don't know if you know what? I didn't pay attention to the sidelines, but he definitely did not check into the game.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But anyway. Again, I think Chris Moore getting more buckets and the things that he does, high energy guy. I mean, just doing the dirty work. This team, man, is still a dangerous team to look out for, man. Like I'm excited. I'm excited about. How you feel about Georgia really after what you saw tonight? It's still gonna be a tough game, but
yeah, I think Georgia is a different kind of, like, the size of Georgia is different, right? Like they've got 2 or 3 dudes that can play on the interior, and like the effort that Melendez gave tonight, they got 2 or 3 guys that are going to go out there and give you that kind of effort. The way that Murphy was like dominant on the inside, they've got multiple guys that can do that. They're just a big bruising team that walls up on the interior and does a good job of getting second chance points. Like they are built to play bully ball, and missing an interior guy like Janai Broom makes bully ball a little bit more difficult to deal with. But again, Auburn has shown me they can go out there and they can just play with speed and neutralize a bully ball team like Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a bully ball team. Auburn's like, I don't, you know what? I don't even really want to play bully ball with you. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to let you try to do all of that pushing around stuff. And when you miss because you're out of control, we're running. We're just gonna go and try to catch up with it. They were in NASCAR mode for the vast majority of this night, not necessarily even getting fast break points, because fast break points, Auburn only had 11. But what they were doing is they were getting into their action quickly, and they were running a lot more of the zoom action tonight as opposed to a lot of what they do with the flex. They didn't run flex very much tonight. They ran a lot more zoom stuff. They were doing a lot more stuff to draw the bigs out high and then crash down. Like man. Hey, listen, bro. Again, whoever did the scout tonight, whoever did the scout tonight, I'm sure Bruce Pearl will give credit to him in the post game. Excellent preparation for this team of ways to attack this Mississippi State defense and ways to shut off what they like to do on their offensive end. Excellent, man. Excellent.
What a game.
My guy Prentice comes through. He asked this every time. I got to deliver it for you. Plus minus for Auburn tonight. Let's take a look at that. The only players in the minus tonight were bench players. Chris Moore is the only person who played any significant minutes in this game that had a minus. He was a -5, but all the guys who checked in at the end of the game were minus. Jaheim Hudson actually was a +4. But let's take a look at everybody else. Going from the lowest plus minus to the highest, Tahad Pettiford at a +2. You had a +11 for Denver Jones, +13 for Chad Baker-Mazara, I said these out of order. I apologize. +12 for Dylan Cardwell. And then Chaney Johnson and Miles Kelly, the highest plus minus tied at +35 on the night.
That's insane.
+35 for Miles
insane.
Kelly and Chad Baker-Mazara tonight. When they were on the floor, Auburn was absolutely out there putting like knee-deep boot in Bulldog ass. Like, it was ridiculous. Gotta love it. Thanks to those of you who are out here gifting memberships. We got Cleveland Brown who jumped some off. Robert gave a gifted membership. Thank y'all very much for doing that. Cleveland jumps in and says, what a way to play without our top guy tonight. Ready for Athens, War Damn Eagle. I'm going to try to make the trip over to Athens this weekend, y'all. So hopefully I'll be able to give y'all some content from there. Tim Toolman jumps back in. Old Piss didn't give a piss about the Tide either, apparently. Not mad at that. The scoring balance tonight was amazing. I agree. We already talked about that. You had 5 guys in double figures. High Point man, Chad Baker-Mazara with 20. But then Dylan Cardwell again with 9, just short of double figures for him. So there's a total team dismantling of Mississippi State tonight. A great job of defending without fouling, like a lot of collisions, but a lot of, I think, very good defense happening for Auburn out there. Hell says Auburn really won it with when they started using speed to get into the half-court game, denying Mississippi State to set their tenacious defense. The beauty of this team is they have an answer for everyone's defense. This is what I was talking about. Like, it wasn't necessarily that they were fast breaking on them or anything like that. It was just, we're going to get down there and we're going to make your guys chase a lot. It's not going to be, they weren't doing a lot of the cross-string action. They were doing pin downs. They were doing zoom actions. They were making them chase a lot. And then when you're getting them in motion, they can't set some of the stuff that they like to do defensively. So, yeah, like I said, an excellent job of them just preparing a really good game plan to go against this Mississippi State team. Any final thoughts, man, before we get out of here and let the people enjoy the remainder of this victorious Tuesday night?
Man, Auburn won, Bama lost. That's enough said, man. I think this team is in good hands. Bruce Pearl, coaching staff, did a heck of a job coaching them tonight, preparing them for this game. I expect nothing less. We're gonna get going on the road. It's always a different story.
For sure.
We know being in the jungle it's they said it on the broadcast, it's almost like a 10-point advantage. You could add 10 points to whatever Auburn does that day. But going on the road is going to be different. And Auburn's going to have to show some character going on the road against a surging Georgia team that's looking to prove itself against the top team. I mean, we're getting everyone's best shot.
For sure.
Number one team going on the road. Georgia's want to have something to say about it. I'm looking for these guys to respond to how they perform tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here, man. So much more to talk about. You know, tomorrow is our normal show, so we'll be back on the midweek report. Before you all get out of here, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and share the content with somebody, and we will definitely be back at you all tomorrow. But until then, and as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.